bitch, nigga. I fucked your bitch. I fucked your bitch, nigga. I fucked your bitch. She sucked my dick, nigga. She sucked my dick. She sucked my dick, nigga. She sucked my dick.
All right, everybody. This will be a Naruto video that will be completely different from the ones I've made before. Now, I have broken it down scientifically, factually, and even with my opinions, I've made them almost close to objective by stating facts that anyone can understand, even the Narutos themselves, as to why Naruto sucks. I've given you every reason in the book. However, with that in mind, I decided, instead of making a Naruto Gaiden bashing video where I discuss how retarded the concept of a Naruto sequel coming out less than a year after the initial manga's end would be, or is, I will discuss how to make the conclusion of Naruto Part 2 and possibly Naruto itself good. I decided I will give you people the ending that not only the Narutos deserve, but everyone deserves this. Now, the theory itself will not contradict Kishimoto too much now, as he has done nothing to say that this could not be true. However, I'm going to take in fact into consideration that we have somehow had magic and communicators, but no cars, no means of transportation. We have electrical heating somehow, but no fucking way do we have any sort of cars outside of maybe horse cars, you know, shit like that. But I've never seen anything that would actually say that Naruto takes place in the 21st century, because no one uses guns or anything like that. Now, based off of this fact, I will say that everything in Naruto is an illusion. Chakra is not real. That's right, we're getting Matrix up in this bitch. The world you see before you is not real. It's not really what you think it is. This twist can save the Naruto universe. I'm struggling to get my head into the camera now. I'm like, it sucks being tall and I have this camera too close. I gotta lean back now so you can see my head. Anyway, somehow, Naruto, in the situation Naruto is so bad. I remember watching a Naruto Shippuden movie. Don't ask me why I did it. I just did it, okay? But I watched a Shippuden movie. They were beasted by like World War I gliders who were like dropping bombs. So like, ah! What the fuck? We're doomed! So it's already been proven that Chakra is really no big deal in the Naruto verse. So if we remove Chakra from the equation of what Naruto is actually proven to be, then we really don't lose too much. Chakra is an illusion brought to you by the dark elf of Kaguya, named Kaguya, who came to enslave the human race using mind control and making it seem like that Chakra was a big deal, because the human race got too strong by actually practicing actual ninja strategies and assassination. They could easily overthrow her. That is a big twist that I will make for Naruto. Chakra is not real. Now, of course, I know you all have questions. You're all asking, but Mega Slash, that doesn't make any sense. We've seen Chakra used to damage people and it's actually killed many people. It has been proven by psychologists or whatever the fuck that if the brain believes that there is actual physical trauma, it will make you feel it. You will actually feel like you are in pain, possibly even trick you into dying, which I will bring up now, that it explains why Ito Tensei was so effective. No one ever died. No one ever died in Naruto. They probably just like pretended to be dead. They thought they were dead. Their bodies shut down, and after a while, some of them probably died from lack of any food or water. But Ito Tensei makes sense because it's actually not bringing people back to life. It explains why it works so well. And the brain tricked them into thinking that they were dead, but however they were alive, and they were able to be brought back as soldiers who still had the memories intact of their emotions because they never died. It makes so much more sense that way. We actually have a way of looking at Naruto in a sensible way that explains why everybody came back, and then the whole thing with everybody regenerating, like I said, Chakra doesn't really do anything. It's a trick. It's not real. this redeems Naruto to a certain extent because it makes Obito a good villain, because the true meaning behind the Moon's Eye plan was not to make everyone delusional, it was to get everyone out of the delusion. Don't you see, Naruto, that actually the world before Naruto makes no sense and that it actually is false? This way, not only can we redeem Obito, we can also redeem the bitch boy Uchihas who no one likes, or no one should like. And the reason why the Uchihas are so strong is because near the end of the delusion, the brain tends to make the delusion stronger than it always was before. So that explains the Uchihas are actually the ones who are the closest to seeing the truth. However, what happens to people who are seeing the truth in society? They are people who are like, you know, regarded as lunatics, or people who don't know what they're talking about. You know, the guy who fucking thought the earth was round instead of flat was like put to death or some shit like that. But it is actually factual. These guys aren't lunatics, but they're actually telling the truth. And Itachi, instead of him doing his whole thing where he feels like the fucking Uchiha need to be killed for the sake of Konoha, no. He does not. He is the one Uchiha who does not accept the truth. The Uchiha were going to come out to everybody and tell them the truth and reveal the truth before them. However, Itachi couldn't have that because he enjoyed being important way too much. And that way, thus, he decided to kill his entire family, thus creating the whole trauma for Sasuke. However, he decided that when he saw Sasuke, the innocence in his young brother's eyes, he realized that he couldn't really kill him because, you know, he saw that maybe this young child deserved to see the truth. So he decided to let him live, and maybe he himself could have the truth. And it also makes sense because he did not use any jutsus to kill him. He stabbed him in their sleep. Which I still can't get over. Like, I just imagine this fucking shady motherfucker going around stabbing his family members while they're sleeping in their fucking beds or fucking whatever, sleeping bags. It's like, he would make a big deal out of that assassination, but really it must have been the easiest thing in the world. And it also makes sense because they couldn't sense him because there is no chakra. They just got fucked. They got stabbed while they were sleeping. They got assassinated like any other human would. Now, let me look at this computer because I'm using it as my reference point. By the way, this theory was created by me and my boy. We thought about it. We thought, how can we improve Naruto? How can we make it good? And thus, this is what we came up with. And I got this long fucking this thesis paper, if you will, on this computer. So I got to go back to it, reference it a few times so I can make sure I'm on the right track. But yes, let's think about this logically. When it comes to power levels, Naruto is the lowest of the low. Don't let the Narutards fool you. They're basically peak humans with bursts of superhuman powers. Thus, explaining, if you think about it, it must be a delusion. Because it's one of the few shonens where the main characters could be fucking devastated by a fucking modern tech. Like, you can have some redneck on a fucking porch and he sees a fucking Naruto character come up to him. What you doing here, boy? Oh, hi, my name's Naruto. It would be over. Naruto takes a shotgun to the face. This motherfucker would have no way of getting past that. He'd be done for. So, taking that into account, the illusions are powerful enough to make it seem like they have superpowers, but however, they are not very effective. I mean, you got all these fucking water dragons that never do shit. Somehow Amaterasu is stronger than hotter than the sun, but it shows no indication of actually being that hot. Very questionable things. And I truly believe that Kishimoto himself actually wanted to go this route, but he wasn't able to do it because the editors, as the editors always do, got in the way of it. They were like, this is just too much. You can't do this, Kishimoto. So Kishimoto, I, Mecha Slash, will speak on your behalf. I, Mecha Slash, will reveal the truth that you wanted to be revealed to your readers. I will give them that. I will reveal the truth. I will bash Naruto, but at the same time, I will save it. Kishimoto, I'm your man. I will save your life. I will save your manga. So maybe that you can stop writing that fucking horrendous excuse for a sequel, because this way I will give you an ending that is conclusive and beast. It is badass as fuck and better than your actual story, but at the same time, it doesn't get rid of anything you set up. So everything you wrote was not for nothing. So trust me on this, Kishimoto. Now, let's see here. But like I said, it's been proven that you can, if the brain believes that it is being, that the body is being hurt or harmed, or even if it's being put to death, it will actually emulate such an experience, and the person will believe themselves to be under such influence. Now, Sasuke, instead of going to the Gaiden with Orochimaru and Kabuto, who trained his anus for about 3 years, he decides, he reads the stone tab in the fucking Uchiha basement or whatever the fuck, you know, that fucking thing that has all the fucking bullshit answers or whatever. Instead of it being some shit about the Mangekyo Sharingan, whatever the fuck, it is actually telling him about the truth of the universe. The Uchiha, instead, because they knew Kaguya was tapping the phone lines or whatever the fuck points of communication they had in those days or whatever the fuck they got. Technology is so inconsistent in Naruto. I'm not even sure what they do. Do they have cell phones? Here they have cell phones now, but do they even have cars yet? To get cell phones before public transportation? What the fuck is going on in this world? But, like I was saying, he reads his stone tab and he realizes the Konoha is in on the conspiracy. Because it makes sense. Why else would you have you have child soldiers in a time when you don't need them? You're talking about a ninja academy that takes 10-year-olds and they fucking train them to be killers, except they teach them bullshit chakra techniques that they never really use in the long run anyway. But they use child soldiers because children have the strongest imagination. So when you're taking that into account, they are also able to come up with the strongest jutsus, which makes sense as to why they're the only ones who are ever useful in Naruto. I mean, a shadow technique that stops you in your tracks, that could only be an illusion. It can only be an illusion. And it makes sense now. Why we have child soldiers? Because there's no way child soldiers would be the fucking main force of any military that has so many people anyway. You have all these adult ninjas, but for some reason the children are the strongest. Because the children are the easiest to deceive. You can tell a child anything. So that's why their jutsus are so impressive. And that's why they have them train against each other in the Chunin exams to examine how far into the matrix, how far down the rabbit hole these motherfucking kids have gone down to. Now, let's see, point number, whatever the fucking point number this is, I'm not sure. But Sasuke also realizes that the samurai are the fucking true beasts of the world. They're the only ones who have ever been tricked, because in this universe, in this fucking, I'm not even sure if samurais use chakra. If they do, in this theory, they don't. In this mecha/theory, they no longer use chakra. They, in fact, are just pure physical beasts, and Sasuke decides to train them and learn the truth behind it. And he decides to become a true samurai and a true ninja. Someone who does not rely on chakra and does not rely on fucking whatever bullshit else other shit they got. I mean, it even makes sense. Giant fucking frogs that the ninjas can summon somehow. Those don't exist. This is all basically the biggest acid trip in the history of anything. So don't let the chakra fool you. It's all a lie. Kaguya's using it. She's mining for resources. Yeah, like the beta from Muv-Luv. She's mining for resources. She's trying to like distract these idiots with the fucking delusions of grandeur and all this chakra bullshit that doesn't really exist. And then when in fact, it is all a delusion that she can mine resources because she realizes that humans have the fucking the highest potential out of the galaxy or some shit for fucking technological advancement. So she uses them to fucking get into the technology, but she's too stupid to do it. So she has Madara, Madara be her inside man. How has been? Can you distract these nerds while I try to figure out how Uzis work and shit like that? But Sasuke is in on it. He knows this shit. He knows how this shit really works. He knows what's really going on. He's in on the conspiracy. He knows he's not in on it, but he knows what they're on to. He's on to those motherfuckers. So he studies technology. He takes his eye out. He replaces it with the fucking mechanical eye that can analyze things at a higher rate than the human eye. Because Sharingan isn't real. It's useless. It's a part of the illusion. It's a part of the matrix. Don't let it fool you. It's nothing but a trick. Trust me. So he figures this out, and he becomes the Batman of the universe. Therefore, validating the claims that Sasuke is actually a genius because he's one of the first innovators to ever come out of the Naruto series. And Naruto actually is he can still be the fucking child of prophecy, all that shit. I'm not gonna fuck you up too bad, Kishimoto. But in actuality, it turns out that he is the only one with actual chakra and actual superhuman powers. So we even have the Superman and Batman dynamic here that the fanboys love jerking off to so much. So they are actually rivals who go about doing things two different ways. Chakra, Naruto is the only true chakra user because he actually has a tailed beast, and we'll make it so he's the only tailed beast. And I know some of you are going to be asking, well, how does Sand Coffin work? How does that work? Bro, remember that incident where that kid basically like imitated, like tried to be his own version of Gaara and ended up suffocating that little kid under a bunch of... I'm sorry. But yeah, he suffocates that kid under a bunch of sand. That's basically what Gaara does every time. He just fucking gets out his gourd of sand, he pours on their head and suffocates them. And they're so deep into the Matrix anyway, and they don't realize that it's just a fucking trick. They get suffocated, they die. So there are some people who actually die in the Matrix, so it makes sense. Make sense of all of it. There is no tailed beast of the sand, whatever the fuck that Shukaku, whatever the fuck his name is. Anywho, let's see what's on the list next. But yes, Kishi pretty much made him a samurai anyway. So Sasuke actually becomes a samurai who uses actual tactics and tools. He finds the little cave that Kaguya was hiding all of her shit in, and he like decides to study all this technology for the next generation of ninjas, so that ninjas can become true ninjas, because this whole chakra bullshit ain't working. It ain't the real shit anyway. And it always makes sense, right? Because guys who actually have chakra, who aren't Uchihas or who aren't one of the main characters, never get anywhere with it. I mean, you're talking about Choji, he can change his size. That's some shit straight out of an acid trip, son. And trust me, it ain't real. It's all a part of the Matrix. Sasuke basically takes the red pill, therefore making him the badass that everyone paints him to be. He can actually be the true badass of Naruto. I will actually understand the fucking fan favorite. Now that I have implemented this fucking new twist into Naruto that changes everything. And it also makes sense as to why he was fighting everyone. Everybody thought, oh, he's killing us. He's trying to fuck us up. Naruto, you gotta put him down. But he doesn't. And the reason he doesn't really even kill anyone. He's trying to wake everyone up. He's trying to bring everyone into the new age, into what truly is going on in the Naruto-verse. Now, you might be asking, well, Mecha Slash, how does that explain the whole thing with Kaguya taking them into different dimensions? Simple. The whole thing with her doing that, you see all that fucking dimension with the castle and all that random bullshit. It was actually reality starting to break, Matrix reality starting to break down. Reality starting to come in. They were starting to see what reality truly looked like. But Kaguya was like, because she was losing her influence, because everybody was starting to become, understand that this is all a fake. I mean, come on, the fucking 10 tails shooting shit, barely hitting anything. It's all an illusion. And since Kishimoto loves illusion so much, this will actually play to his strength. I am not going against what Kishimoto has even established here. So the Naruto don't even have to hate me for creating this new alternative that is superior to what Naruto is in every other way. Well, I guess it's sort of an insult right there. But don't take it as one. I'm trying to improve Naruto for once. Now, where do we go from here, you say? Well, that's quite simple. We have Sasuke usher in the new age of ninja. He becomes the new fucking president of Konoha. There's no more Hokage. He becomes the new president of Konoha. Obito becomes redeemed because he was actually trying to fucking make everyone realize the truth. The Moon's Eye plan was something that was created to fucking expose the truth that Kaguya was trying to hide so she could mine the weapons and technology from the humans. But when in actuality, it was all a fake. There was no chakra. There was no fucking Hokages. They were there, but they were a part of the delusion. Rasengan doesn't really do shit. All the chakra shit doesn't really work. Even when walking on water, they're not really walking on water. They're actually fucking walking on land, but they're tripping so hard that they think they're walking on water. So that's a thing, you know. So The Uchihas are the truth bringers. Itachi was the one who didn't like the truth, so he tried to hide it because, you know, like how in the Matrix 1 there was that one guy who didn't like the truth, or no one really liked the truth, but he didn't want to accept it. He wanted to take the blue pill again. Itachi wanted to take the blue pill again. He did not like the way reality thought what it looked like. He did not want it to go that way, so he killed his whole family. I mean, come on! You might as well keep Itachi a scumbag rather than making him a Gary Stu Uchiha that's really boring and uninteresting. So now we got Metal Gear Solid Sasuke with some fucking mechanical eye who can analyze things and come up with new strategies. And they got Naruto, who's still, he's the one true chakra user, but he's the one exception to the rule. He's like the Neo. He can use his powers outside of the Matrix. So anyway, with that in mind, we have a better Naruto. There's no need for a sequel. Everything's established. No more child soldiers, so no more Boruto. None of that bullshit. We just have a solid story with a solid twist. A nice little twist that throws everybody out off of their fucking seats. No one expects it. We now have something that can be called a good manga. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Mecha Slash, and I just came up with the best Naruto theory. Me and my boys came up with the best Naruto theory to ever exist. There will be no questions about it. You know it's to be true. I just laid down the law. And Kishimoto, you will thank me for it. Because you were running out of ideas anyway.